G'day trendsetters, Greg here from Fishblade Films, and this is a bit of an introductory video to a video I'll be uploading in a few weeks about washing and weathering locomotives. Now, those of you who know me know that scenery to me is a four-letter word, and while I really think it's necessary, I hate doing it and I don't have the skills. But anyway, I'm going to have to learn that. Weathering is another thing that I thought I would hate doing, but I actually quite enjoy it and I'm learning a lot. So the first thing to do, I think, weathering, is to put a wash over your locomotive. So I'm just going to show you a couple of pairs of locos here that have had a basic wash put on them, and this is things that I've learned from many different guys on YouTube. And then in a couple of weeks I'll upload a video of me actually doing the wash and showing you how I do it, and I think it gives really good results before you actually start doing other types of weathering. So let's have a look at them. Now, to those of you that are uneducated like me, a wash is basically a really diluted paint mixture. Now, I've used grimy black and a little bit of rust just to take the sheer blackness off it, and then you just basically let it flow all over the loco. There's many different ways to do it, but what it does is bring out little things like you can see the lines here, and you can even see there's hinges here. There's a little latch here. What have we got? There's another little hinge here, another latch there. Now, if we go over to the loco that hasn't been done, you just can't see any of these things. So I reckon it's a really easy and quick way of getting more detail onto your locomotive, and it's not hard, and if you stuff it up, you can just get some your thinner, whatever you're using, and wipe it off. Alright, so let's compare that to the loco. This one hasn't been washed. Now you can see all the details. I can sort of see them there, but they don't really jump out at you, and you can't see really any of the lines that go in between the fold lines, you know, and the hinges and all that sort of thing. So it really does make a big difference. Now here you can see hinges here. There's a little latch there. The paint mixture falls into these grills here, which I really like because it gives you that sort of effect where the paint's gone in but they've washed the outside and got some of the dirt off the top of the grill, but it's still stuck on the inside there. Little hinges here like that. It really does make all the detail pop out, and then of course you can just go over and airbrush some dirt on the side or whatever you want to do. But I think for a quick basic weathering, it really makes all the details pop out. Little things like these hatches, little latches there that open the doors, they're not apparent in the other loco. So what happens is you get a brush and you pretty well load it up pretty heavily, and you just run it along the top. There's a few different ways to do it, but I'll show you how we do it when I do the video. And the solution, you know, wants to find its easiest way to run down the hill. So you do it when the locomotive is vertical like this, and the solution just runs down and finds all these little nooks and crannies, and the paint virtually sort of stays in there. Now, you can make it as thick or thin as you like, but let's go over to the other 70 Mac here. Now, this is on the other side of the loco, but the same deal. Now you can't see any of these latches. Same sort of deal. There's latches and hinges and all that for the doors here, but you virtually can't see them. So let's go to the front, and there's a couple of bits on the front there that will pop out at you. Now the isolation of the cab. You know, the Macs and all that have the safety cab, which is isolated. There's a rubber grommet that's in here, a rubber cushion that allows the cab to move. So you can pick up that little line there. There's another line there. Have a look on the other locomotive that hasn't been washed. Well, you won't see that at all. I have put the wash across the trucks here just lightly. Now, of course, if you've got a dark locomotive, you would use more of a grey or something like that. With the lighter locomotives, you'd use a black, or I actually mixed a bit of black and rust in with this, just you know, to get the sheer blackness off it. But you know, once again, experiment whatever you like. Now, also on the top of the locomotive, you can see this one here that hasn't been washed. It's actually pretty filthy and dusty from all the sawdust. But if we go over to the one that has been, and you can see there's a few little things that poke out a little bit more. Some of these hatches here, and just the lines. And I think I put quite a bit of grey or rust in that one to bring it out on the dark green anyway. Okay, well, we'll get rid of these two and replace them with another pair of Pumpkin ST70 Max and show you the difference between a washed and a non-washed one with those two. Okay, we can see a little bit there on the radiators, and we've got some lines in there. I've actually attacked this one with a bit of powders as well, but I will be using an airbrush. I think probably all three is the go, but here I've just done some powders here. But all these lines here, they're all from the wash, and we'll just compare that to old mate down here. As you can see, that's got nothing on it at all down the side there. So if we compare that shot and then compare it with this shot here, you can see the difference. Also, I was talking about before about the suspension membrane here between the cab and the rest of the frame, the nose here. You see this line is a lot more defined. Paint running down onto there. Also, these lines here, the paint's just fallen in, the wash has fallen into these radiator grills as well. Also, things like there's a line down there. I actually put some paint in here too and wash these quite heavily in here with some powders as well. A few different ways of doing that. But as we move along down here, definitely these lines down here, and you can't really see it in the camera, but it brings out the latches like I was saying on the Executive Max as well. All the latches down here. And I did just put a quick wash over the bogies as well, or should I say trucks, but that needs a lot more work, and I'll be showing you how I do that. Now remembering that I've stolen all these ideas from other YouTubers with a lot more talent than myself. And also what the wash does is tone the, depending, you can just go over the whole lot if you like and not worry about concentrating on just running the paint down the lines. It will run down the lines anyway, but you can go over the whole lot if you like, and it's almost like a like a dull coat sort of thing. If you compare the logo that's been done there, especially on the where the logo is there, and then compare it to the other Mac that hasn't been done, there's a big difference. It just looks a lot less toyish. And of course these have to be sprayed with a like a light grey or a white or something as well. But if you just wanted to do a quick weathering job, so to get the toyness off it, I reckon a wash is the go. It's super quick and gives you a good result, and if you don't like it, you can quickly wipe it off. So there you go. Now here's a set of Atlas -840 BWs, just with a wash as well. You can't really see it in the camera, but as the wash is running down, it gets trapped in these little filters of the air filter here, air filter intake, and all around the air tanks, and it really does bring them to life as well. Now here's a really good indication of things. These doors here and the hatches, these little hatches here, before the model was washed you couldn't even see them. And little things like you've got hinges on the doors here, and there's a little panel there, there's latches all down here, more latches down through here. Yeah, so I suppose what it does is it gives it a three-dimensional feel, and you know, in real life there's going to be little shadows and nooks and crannies where bits of metal are joined and all that sort of thing. So it really does bring them to life. It's only when you see one that hasn't been washed and then compare it to one that has, you know, you really appreciate how much it really does turn them into a scale model rather than just a, dare I say, toy. But anyway, of course there's a lot more to be done to these. The trucks have to be washed, have to be weathered and all that sort of thing, and a bit more weather and dirt down the side. But as I say, for a quick basic weathering, I reckon a wash is the go before you do anything else. Well, translators, I hope that's given you some insight on the upcoming video, Weathering HO Locomotives. So, that'll be it for me today, and I will catch you very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.